This is the Rig Letdown. This is very unofficial. Haven't gotten a channel going for it or anything yet. But this is Kevin Aldridge from Kevin Aldridge and the Appraisers, and from Hotel Satellite, and all kinds of stuff around here in town. And I'm excited to have Kevin as the first
let you down.
as the guinea pig on this thing. Yeah. I think Kevin, you have the best spaceship pedal board of anybody that I've seen around town for sure.
I don't know. I've seen some really cool ones.
More extensive than yours, really?
I mean, maybe mine's kind of dumb,
really?
honestly. Yeah. When it was dumber.
Okay.
I'll send you some. Well, that was funny. See, I told you.
It's already alive.
The board I had before this, previously, it was the same board, but I had more stuff on it. It had a MIDI controller.
Oh, okay.
And I'm dumb when it comes to that stuff. I don't like. I hit everybody up. Like, how do you work a Morningstar with a MIDI controller? And like 3 weeks of me just pulling my hair out after work, messing with it, and like really just not getting it. I still don't.
Yeah.
But I got it to work, and it was all for this Chase Bliss MK2 pedal, their preamp, fader, the fader pedal.
Yeah, that one that does
the spaceship pedal.
Yeah, the one that does the automatic switching around.
That's it. Yeah. So what I did is, because when you want to cycle through, it's hard to just. I'm playing a song and I'm just waiting for the faders, or I'm on 1 and I need it to be on 8.
Yeah.
So having that controller helped get me to that destination much quicker.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'm like, I used 3 sounds. I'm gonna sell this thing. Okay. So I made money on it, and I sold the controller too.
So what are the 3 sounds that you use? Like, what would you consider your 3 sounds to be?
The big like. Blues breaker clean kind of, that big sound. Okay. It's a little bit of breakup. That was one. Okay. They're sort of AC30 sound. Okay. But since it's the Benson Chimera preamp in that, it's more of that Benson flavor, which is fine by me. Yeah. Rounds it up really well. And then several fuzzes. Okay. I had 2 to 3 fuzzes, so maybe I had 4 sounds. Okay. But the fuzzes were killer. And you could do there's a lot of weird stuff in there. Like you had like the cue and pre and post something or other, and then different types of fuzz, and it got really fun. But then it turned into this thing of like I wanted to use it more than I needed to. Yeah. Like I didn't need to have 120 sounds. I need like 3, and it just overloaded my brain.
That's the temptation. I mean, because that's why my board has always been very simple and like extremely simple and straightforward, because I don't think I can handle like thinking about playing the song and like switching between stuff and all that kind of like mentally. It's too much for me to think about anyways. Yeah. But then, on top of that, I go, what am I actually using here? Like it's there's not that much going on really to get what I need to get. So I get that.
When you play in when you play in a band versus solo thing, it's a different application anyway. Yeah, absolutely. And I try to back off a lot when I'm not needed. Okay. Stefan does the same thing, our guitar player. So
we all are real tasteful when you play together.
We've been together 10 years now.
I was gonna say it balances out really well.
But we figured it out pretty early. He's just so great. But, with that pedal and several others, like I don't need dip switches. That stuff. I mean, it's
I don't even know. This is how dumb I am about it, though. Like I don't even know what half the stuff is.
These little guys, right? You can switch your.
Well,
just changes certain things.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I do have one of those on my morning glory.
Oh yeah,
it's got that you can. Is that what it goes from the low gain to the high gain or whatever?
I think
kind of similar thing.
Yeah, similar thing.
Maybe.
No,
it
is.
I know it goes kind of quiet to really loud, and then that's enough for me.
That's like their Valco style pedal.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're probably saying all the wrong things right now. It's the gold one.
Yeah. Oh man. So this is like a pared down board then?
Yeah. So what happened is I the Chase Bliss took up like this much room, and then the MIDI controller took up that much room, so it did look like a spaceship. Because it had this big readout, and
it's a lot going on.
I mean, I think somebody at Arts Goggle, no, it was at Friday on the Green. The guy's like, I've never seen anything like these. And Chuck has 2 pedal boards, our bass player, so we got a lot.
Boards everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's all they're tools, you know, and
for sure.
that's the obsession, is the mastering what the tool does, or for at least for what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
So that old board, and I'll send you pictures. It was something else. I
saw the old board, like when y'all did one of those Lola's shows at the
I had it for
the final Lola's.
Yeah.
I think was when you had that big crazy MIDI.
Yeah,
thing.
I used it for a while.
Okay.
I used it probably year and a half, and I did like it, but I secretly hated it because it's just so much.
To fiddle with. Like, I like having my settings and knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then also being able to like change it real time without having to think too much about, oh, is this messing up a preset somewhere?
Right.
Like, and I know that I've been told that those are like not like that you can change stuff on the fly with them, I think. But I've never, like, it just seems so preset to me, and I just don't like.
I don't need that, excuse me, I don't need that many options.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need too much flexibility at this point, because singing, you know, it just makes it really difficult. Yeah. And I had, with that board, I had the MIDI controller that controlled one pedal. Yeah. And then I have this looper to control all these. Yeah. And I have a second channel for another one. Oh my God. So there's just a lot of there's a lot going on. Yeah. That does, I mean, it's not necessary. I could probably have paid somebody to build a really great board for me, and I would have any problems at all. But
but I like this. I like this setup.
But I like doing this myself.
Me too.
The underneath section is like, looks pretty good.
Yeah, you see those ones that are also like, got, you know, the guy that like, it's almost like some sort of like OCD thing.
Yeah.
For like Instagram alone, you know. Like,
the videos where he's pulling it through the zip tie.
Yeah, and then each one's, you know, perfectly lined up, and it's just like, I was gonna mention, because I was thinking about doing this thing, talking about this board with you. One of the things I wanted to mention in this conversation was that I played with Ryan Thomas Becker a couple of months ago at Hands, and we did this, like, it was like a 3-way song swap, and I just played acoustic, but he showed up with his amp, you know, because he plays that Telecaster with the amp. Yeah. And he, like, pulled, I think it was like 3 individual pedals out of a backpack and set them on the ground, like, none of them were plugged in or anything, set them on the ground and said, let's see what kind of landmines I can set for myself. And, like, I was like, that's the coolest, I love that freedom of that, like, that sort of, like, exploration of sound. And then as we were playing, he's leaning over and tweaking stuff and going along with it, you know, and, like, everything's so different, and he's such a great guitar player.
He's pretty effortless,
that, like, that you know, they are tools, and you can float in lots of different ways with them, and you know, approach them from so many different ways. And yeah, that concept of just like, let's see what happens. Like, let's throw some things down and plug them in.
That's too much chaos for me. I heard Denver's like that too.
I think Denver is like that. Yeah, he's one that I want to talk to.
Oh, he would be great. Yeah.
The last time I played with him, well, we played a show at Cicada a while back, and I didn't really pedalboard talk with him very much. But like years ago at the Grotto, he played with me and Danny Stone, who did a trio. And yeah, he had, his pedalboard was just a random assortment of things, and he was like looping stuff on top of what I was playing, and like, I don't understand how that, I'm a very linear pedalboard player. Like, my stuff's all very straight through, and I know exactly where it's going to, and how it's going to affect the next thing, and doing that sort of like chaotic setup scares me, but I get it.
I can't really do it with this group, and I don't know how to use a looper. Like, I had one for a little bit. I hate this. I don't.
Yeah, I do it, and I can make like 8 bars of a loop, and then I don't know what I'm doing after that.
It's like the Fender Princeton of pedals to me. Everybody sounds awesome on a Fender Princeton until I play one, and I'm like, this is terrible. This sounds awful.
Oh man.
So, and that's the same way. Like, I can't use this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And there are certain things, like, I would never have a wah pedal. I wouldn't need one either.
I mean,
but
there's times when I've been playing with like doing the trio thing now, with like bass and drums, and I'm like, man, a wah would really kick this off, you know? But then it's like something extra that I've got to carry around, and yeah, so I just keep it all so simple.
I think it sounds cool when it's used the right way. But yeah, we used it for Stefan used it for Radiohead stuff because there's like one song that has sort of a
they've got that
little thing going on, and then they use those Digitech whammies too. But
hell yeah. Well, let's go through this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, give me like from.
Excuse me.
Like let's. I guess we're gonna do it like the thing that we're mocking. So from the guitar down, let's go from there. So what's the guitar, and then we'll go into
this.
We'll walk through everything.
This
else.
is a Gibson SG Standard.
Okay.
And I bought it on Reverb from a guy that thought it was ugly and was trying to get like something else. I don't know.
Okay.
But it was
he
like
thought it was ugly, and that's why
he was like, it's ugly and beat up, and I'm like, this is perfect.
That's a shame. Yeah.
So yeah, it's I got it really cheap too. This is even better. But it came with the regular stop tailpiece. I added the vibrola. That was the reason I bought it. It's like I wanted to put a vibrola on it.
Yeah.
And
do you use that a lot when you're playing?
Yeah.
Like
I do
extensively, or is it like little touch things? You know what I'm talking
about?
A
little bit of both. I've been playing it more and more. We played the Rustic last Friday, and Friday? Yeah. And I went nuts on it.
Well, that's like the space to do it in, though, because it's like, 3 hours or whatever that you got.
Oh, we only played 90 minutes, but it was like 100
I feel like
minutes.
you can stretch out at that gig.
And it always sounds so good there. It's like, oh, let's just explore what's going on here. Yeah, and I had a couple. I was like, I want to put a vibrola on this thing.
Okay.
So I mean, I use it more like, well, and it's hard to do sitting down. Oh, look at that. Like that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, like the Nels Kleine sort of ish.
Neil Young, that'd be more my.
Okay.
But yeah, you know. But no, it's that. And like we played some show, and I was doing, I guess, a lot of whammy or whatever. And the dude's like, man, I like that. I like the way it got sound like toadies. Oh yeah, I can see why you said that.
All right, yeah.
It's like based on the like. I
love it.
And so yeah, so
okay.
I think this is I think it's like an 04. I mean, it's not that old. I guess it's 21 years old.
Old at this point,
yeah, it's so weird to say.
Yeah, I know.
And then I run that into this Dunlop little mini volume pedal.
Okay.
I think it also acts as an aux if you needed to, but I don't.
Do you do like swelling stuff with that, or is it just on and off?
It's on and off for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to. Again, it's the same. Like, do you want to sing songs, or do you want to, play dick off with your volume pedal? So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, from there, now I have this Voodoo Lab loop thing where you can combine all these into one switch and then turn 3 of them off on the next one, so you're not tap dancing.
Okay. Yeah, because this is a lot of tap dancing to do.
It's a lot of tap dancing. Yeah. So.
So how does the signal come out of that I mean, like, I don't know how to use one of these looper things. So the signal's coming out of the volume pedal. Is it going into the looper station, or is it going into like one of the starting from the pedals? Like...
Yeah, that's a good question. It goes into. Well, I guess let's start at the end from the guitar.
Yeah.
This is a Harbin Audio Synesthesia drive. Basically, it's the Color Sound Overdrive 2.
Okay.
From the 70s. I think everybody would say like, oh, it's T-Rex or whatever. Like, it just smokes. It's so. I don't have it in the looper. I want to be able to turn that thing on and off whenever I want.
All by himself. Okay.
Yeah. So this is just. Let's turn everything off. This is just amp. Oh, that's with the Crazy Horse. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's just the amp.
No.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. And
right.
we're not up super loud in here because of the space we're in. But I've been using this EQ, this Boss EQ 200. But so that's what I've got today. That's when we were checking.
Okay.
I had that on. So this is the synesthesia, the Harbin audio pedal. It's loud.
That is nuts. Okay.
And you can do all kinds of stuff. I saw one video where it almost it's like a filter.
Oh wow.
But
okay.
But it's touchy because if you do like, that's the level.
Oh, yeah.
You turn that.
You can hear it happening. Yeah.
And then you can get. So, but I have to keep.
Wild.
I have to watch that because I'll kick it or whatever. So I just add that if I'm.
I like that it's like right there by your.
Oh yeah.
By your right foot, just like ready to go.
Yeah, if we're playing somewhere and if I'm playing a solo and it's just not really getting there, I'll kick that thing on.
Okay.
Usually by the end of any chat room show, that thing's just getting a workout. It's like whatever. So that going backwards, I guess.
Okay.
It goes to the EQ 200, which I'm still learning.
Okay.
You can do some stuff with pre and
like,
post.
Everybody loves those EQ pedals now, so is this like I've seen on Reddit and all that on like the guitar channels that they're talking about that. Everybody uses that EQ as like a boost now.
Yeah.
That little gray one or whatever.
Well, it's because Tom Bukovac talked about it.
Okay.
And it was like, this is what he uses the 7 band.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah, he uses 7 band.
So is this like a more extensive and sort of?
I wanted more. Again, didn't want to have to be bending over.
Yeah.
And those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So, let me find one that's a multi that's good.
It has presets and stuff on it then?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, so this is the my. And then I use this guy here to bank down.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No, it's not doing it. Why is that not working?
Oh no.
There we go.
There it is. Oh yeah.
Well,
it did it. It did one thing.
It's doing that. See, I'm still learning.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then that's the one we were on is 4. It's just like this one. I was having questions about how I wanted these to look or how I wanted them to sound.
Yeah.
And Michael Doty gave me a good tip on a setting, so that's what I've been using.
Oh, okay.
The triangle style. Sorry.
Keep the trade secret, or
no, he called it the Triangle of Doom or something like that. I don't know.
Is that it? Is that the triangle? Oh, that's like a scoop looking thing.
It's kind of like that. I didn't save it yet. I thought I did. Actually, I did save it.
Okay.
So this will tell you that picture there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 8. These are all old ones. I don't even know. Or the ones that came in. There it is, right there.
There he is.
Yeah. So I'll go down. A little more jangly. I used that one to soften when I used the Crazy Horse.
Yeah, but this is like, that's like having a bunch of different guitars.
It's nice, yeah.
It sounds like. Yeah, it's just like changing everything about the sound going along. That's wild.
One thing I forgot to tell you about this SG is, so it came with stock pickups.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to Neil Young this thing. So the Lawler guys released a humbucker called the Bird, and it's a Firebird pickup in a humbucker size.
Okay.
And that's what's in Neil's, in his old black, his SG or his Les Paul.
Okay.
It looks like a P90, but it's a Firebird pickup.
Yeah.
So it's it's microphonic as hell. So that's kind of this thing smokes. So if I plug this in, this Nash Telly, and
yeah,
it's totally different.
Totally different vibe.
Totally.
With everything. Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't mean
that's just like, I mean, I just love this idea of this. The EQ pedal being like just sculpting so many different sounds out of one thing. Like, because once again, I keep all of my stuff is just it's just the Telecaster, a couple of things to do different stuff with it, and then we're done. And just because I feel like I get distracted and I wouldn't be able to figure out like, oh, what settings do I like on this? But I love that idea that like it's a creative thing.
Yeah. Well, I've had it 3 months and I'm barely scratching the surface. So I just found a couple things that I needed for a song called Marina that I'll show you. So it's always I'm gonna turn it off. It's really loud. It's just got this big loud lick.
Okay.
When you go into the verse, I can't just go, I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah.
So I turn that on.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll give it a little different flavor. So.
All right.
And it's helpful for other things, like you say. When you have different guitars, you want to try to accommodate all
sure.
the tools.
Yeah, but then you're getting different guitars, different songs.
Right.
Different contexts, like what stage am I on, what's the PA,
yeah.
sound system going on. Like that's just an infinitely adjustable way to exist in those spaces. That's wild.
It's weird to me that I started buying Boss pedals again. Because I have another one that's the next one.
Really?
Yeah, because I
Is it because you've been like a boutique guy for a long time, or?
It's not even that. I think it just I think I just associated it with being broke in the '90s and 2000s. So like, oh, I guess I get another Boss distortion pedal.
I mean, my first one was the orange distortion.
Oh,
the Boss orange distortion.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the DS1.
The classic.
I mean, the other classic one I have over here is this is a '90s Rat.
Oh, okay.
Early.
So I'm gonna talk to Matthew Broyles. Hopefully,
doesn't he own a bunch of Rats?
He has one.
Oh, okay.
And, I played with him a couple of times and told him I love the way that he uses his Rat because his music you wouldn't expect it necessarily to fit into, and then he just rips these leads with that Rat, and it's a really important part of what he does with the band. And, that was the first time I had seen one actually get used that wasn't some sort of ridiculous, dirty, sort
what
of
I
thing.
just did.
No. It's not even, I'm talking something really thrashy and nasty.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that you could have this really sort of extreme thing that Rat does. That's awesome.
So the EQ is out of EQ and the synesthesia are out of the looper. So they're just use them whenever I want.
Okay.
So I have this Boss RV200, which is the part of that series of Boss 200 series or whatever.
The same,
it's the same.
Okay.
Of course, the setups are completely,
totally
different.
I'm obviously a pedal. Oh, look, they're in the same box.
What's that? This one's really cool, and again, I haven't really scratched the surface on it. It's got some cool stuff where you can get swells, and what
does it do? What's its intended purpose?
To overwhelm me.
Okay.
Mostly. With that one, if I just turn it on. Turn these. Let me go back to 4. 7. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You get a little modulation.
Oh. So it's like a verb. Yeah, it's like that Night Sky that I have been.
Yeah.
It's like a synthesized verb sort of thing. Oh.
And then you can get away from it too.
Okay.
I've got another. I I use this one a lot.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't remember what that actual setting is. I believe it's the shimmer because it sounds like it's shimmer.
Oh yeah, it does have that like strymony, shimmery thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use and I actually have one that's not super verby like that guy.
Okay.
And it's beautiful and perfect.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good straightforward verb. Yeah.
I don't know how I found it because you get lost in 58 knobs.
Yeah, it's got a lot of different settings or ways to set stuff on there.
For sure.
That's nuts.
Okay. So then I have another reverb pedal.
Oh. Okay.
It's called it's a Solid Gold Effects Ether.
Okay.
These guys bought Diamond pedals recently. Another Canadian company. Every Solid Gold pedal I've played is like amazing. Okay. I don't know how many I'd own. Yeah. Because it's just like for fit or whatever, but I love the way this thing sounds. It's got some cool stuff, and then you can use a little dip switch. Get a little weird sound.
So to you, what's the difference between those two pedals, that Boss and this one? Like, how do they play with each other, or do you use them for just different things entirely? Like, how do you think about that?
I'll show you. I'll tell you first. So this one, to me, immediately was like just big and lush. That's the way I liked it the most.
Yeah.
So I use it. I use it to sort of hug the other modulation.
Okay. All right.
It's like
I'm into this side. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
to provide by hug you're talking like sort of provide a sonic base for the
yeah. It's
okay.
So like this, we have this song. I'll just click over. That thing. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't know how it would have actually turned out.
Okay.
Because it gave me.
Yeah.
It had some mojo, you know.
Yeah.
Something happened. Did I unplug myself?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Where'd you all go to? I feel like you're gonna hit something and it's gonna come rocketing out of there.
Might need to hit pause.
Go for it.
Because I think might have an issue here.
Oh no.
Yeah. I did I replugged everything last night.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now it's fine.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was working too. That one works.
It's that one that's like. Is that one not patched into like the looper somehow or something?
I don't know how that's possible because none of it's working now, and we're just. Well, let me go down.
What the?
Did I unplug something? Oh, sure did.
No?
Nope, sure didn't.
Well, it's getting that sound made it sound like it's got signal coming out. It's just like it's going into this and dying off when you hit that.
Okay. What happened? I mean, we were just using this thing.
I know, it was going. That's so weird.
That's a new one.
You were holding down something on the looper for a second, though.
Yeah, it ended up...
Like, I don't know if it resets. Because that's going through. But that's not...
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's legit just that T-Rex setting for some reason. Oh
what
no.
the fuck is going on here? Everything's on.
I think you're getting signal through it. It's just when you hit that T-Rex setting.
I don't know what to do about this. Alright.
Huh.
Let's see.
Could it be like that these two are linked and maybe this one's blocking off something from this?
No, it should be fine.
No.
Okay, it's all plugged in. Good to go this way.
Is this part of the fun of it for you though? Do you like solving problems like this?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
I get it, but like,
yeah.
but like, is this? That's
Okay, that's good.
yeah.
All right, we're dead here.
Huh. Holy moly, that is.
Okay, I did some. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's try this. It's not working at all.
Is your volume? Oh, your volume's down though.
Thank you. I don't know what's going on. Oh shit! I see it.
Where is it?
It's my fucking compressor was completely down.
Where?
There.
Oh,
I think that might be it.
how did that?
Because I have it on a lot.
But how did it get knocked down? Everything was working.
I don't know. Weird. It's working now. See? This is perfect. This is what we go through to do this stuff.
Oh my god. I love it. I love it.
So yeah.
Okay, here's the next edit point.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
So I'll go in your outtakes later. So
Where were we?
no shit.
Oh, we were on. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're on this verb. The hugging verb. The hugging verb.
The hugging verb. Yeah. So this. Yeah, the ether. What I really like about it is, it does have this sort of, it's a snuggler.
Yeah.
So
it's a little snuggler.
So I combined that RV200.
Okay.
Which would be by itself just this. And I combine it with the ether, and it gives it a little bit more.
Alright.
And so together they make this nice, happy little thing. And I use, a couple other things on it. So that pedal. Go back to high. All right. See, I don't. It's something.
I love it. I love it.
So,
Okay, so
I made a couple changes. Yeah, and normally I would have had a different pedal in the next. So then I have this Diamond Memory Lane, which I just got.
okay.
And no, that's
And that's that delay we were talking about.
What's that?
Is that the delay we were talking about?
Yeah.
Earlier? Okay, yeah.
And I just got it because I want. There's a specific part in 2 songs that I need a little bit of something.
Yeah.
So, and Stefan has 2 delays, so
is that where you're getting?
He wouldn't use it
because we talked forever ago about that dotted quarter. Is that where you're getting that dotted quarter out of?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And that's like a setting on it. Somewhere?
I just made
Just
it.
made one.
Yeah. I just found it. It was. What? Yeah. I mean, sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
All right.
But I think it sounds good for that.
Yeah.
There it is. Then I had this Mutron phaser, and I thought it was Mutron forever.
Which one's where's it at? Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I watched the video and the guy kept saying Mutron. It's like, oh, it's their website.
I mean,
so okay.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Whatever.
You call it whatever you want to.
I love this phaser.
I call these Bose pedals, so you know.
Bose.
Oh, yeah.
So cool, and it's got the 4th.
That's such a great phaser.
4th phase and a 6th phase. So don't really use the 4. I think that's the 4.
Yeah.
But I prefer this one.
That's really nice.
It's really cool, and I have a Strymon Mobius back there with a bunch of different phasers.
Yeah.
And it's close. I mean, they all sound awesome.
But it's the same thing where it's like it's a lot of options, and it's like
I'm selling it. I can't.
I need this to be
I can't
phaser.
deal.
Yeah, like I need this to be just do a phaser, just phase.
Yeah, just phase. Yeah, just phase.
Just phase, please, just phase.
That would be a good pedal company. Just phase.
Do one. Pedal.
Just overdrive. Just utilitarian kind of.
Hit that dude JHS up.
Then after that is Strymon Deco.
Okay. Yeah.
And that is it's a cool little double tracker thing. Again, it's got the Strymon thing where has hidden features. Like, why would you ever want to hide anything?
So what do you mean double tracker?
It's like this sort of tape saturation thing.
Okay.
So this is the amp. Oh, that's the wrong one. See? So it's
okay. And that's what that sounds like on.
That's just on. That, yeah. I have the double track. I have the saturation pretty much all the way up, and I have the volume at about 1.
That's wild.
And then if you can use the other side.
What in the world? That's such a different.
It's weird.
Thing from the it sounds like the phaser, but it's different from the phaser.
Yeah, and then you can use them together.
Yeah.
Oops, did I?
We lose it again.
Oh, that's because I turned.
Oh yeah, turn the.
What happened?
What had happened?
Did I import something?
Nope, never mind. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's nuts. What?
I no use for it.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I do, but
yeah,
only at the end of a song. Well, let's start.
I was gonna say you use it live, obviously, right? Like.
I don't use both sides. I just use this side.
Yeah.
For solos and such.
Yeah.
I keep stepping on this cable and it's unplugging me.
Okay.
This one. That's with a different set of settings. But you can get some cool stuff out of it.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like my DD20, I can get sort of like a similar quite as saturated, not quite as like full as that, but like that same sort of like fast, tape delayed sound. Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay.
There have been a couple times where, like, I don't think I need this, and then I'll hear something like, yes, that's where I will. And then so from there,
I'm realizing that now as I say that about the DD22. Like my DD20, I love my DD20, but it's only got the 4 settings, the 4 presets on it. So like, I've got like a quarter note delay, and then I've got my dotted quarter delay because I always have, like we talked about. But then like a sound like that, I would have to make it live, or have it like take over one of the other banks, and there's only 4 ways to do it on that pedal. So I can see where this sort of like looper, bigger setup comes in handy to be like, oh no, it's this sound. It's the, I can
having all
expand your options. Yeah.
Yeah. And having all this and doing all the stuff like this, it makes your gig so much easier.
Really?
Yeah, because my set list says like 1.1 after a song. It's like, I know I'm only using loop 1, setting 1.
Okay.
Or A. Guess I should call it A. Good night. I didn't never even notice it. Oh no, it does have 1. Okay, all right, cool. I'll change it up.
There's lots of A's and B's going on here.
Yeah. So then I have another drive, or it's called the Copper.
Okay.
And
which one's that? That's that one. Oh, okay.
The Victory amps and Thorpe.
Yes, I've seen that one.
And so it's their AC30. So when I got rid of that Chase Bliss pedal, like, I'm not getting I'm losing the AC30 kind of thing that I was looking for.
You were saying about your 3 sounds.
Yeah, like one of my 3 sounds is good. So this with this guitar, it's a little different.
Yeah, I see what you're saying though.
That's not the right one for that, but yeah.
It's that real bright, chimey sort of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
and it can get pretty cranky if you need it to. Like if I get the gain up, it's a little bright.
That'll cut. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really dig it and I like it a lot with. It's great to be stacked. Good little jangle.
Yeah.
Not so much. With this telly, it really.
I was gonna say with the Telecaster, that would be like off the charts.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We'll
switch over. In fact. No, we're good.
You got it.
We won't be fully in tune, but we'll be close. I turned it for you.
Close enough.
This one. So I've got some specific songs that I use that on.
Okay.
And I should plug in my guitar. Another thing I do all the time. All this happens, and I can't plug it.
Why is there no sound coming out?
Yeah. So this guy with that pedal.
Yeah. See, that's the sound that I really like. I think that was like my first electric setup, anyways. My first electric guitar ever was a Telecaster, and then I had like a little Marshall solid state thing that I played into. But then after that, it was the Telecaster into like an AC-15, and I've always loved that sound. Like, it's such a clean, pretty sound.
You can get a lot of places. You can go a lot of places with it.
Sure. I've gotten into that. I've got that Princeton though now, and that's like my main. I don't know. I like that because it's a little bit fuller, thicker sounding to me than the AC. But that particular,
Yeah, this combo.
It's so bright. It's so clear.
It does, and these are a little bit hotter pickups than the normal tellies. Yeah, you can just jangle along. Just easy to get around.
Yeah, that's classic. I love it.
Then I did a little bit of. Is this in the wrong space?
Okay.
You don't put your modulation before drives, but I have this Brigade UA pedal. It's a chorus and vibrato.
Oh.
I only use it for chorus.
Okay.
And
there it is.
it's like.
Yeah. All right.
Can get a little Smithsy if I wanted to. Crank that down a little bit. And then my final one in this loop is an Airchild. It's a J-Rocket. It's their Fairchild compressor and a pedal.
Okay.
And so this is just amp.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And it really ties the room together, dude. You know what I mean? So I was just thinking about how many times I played like a C shape while we're doing this. This guy knows fucking shit.
That's great.
So that's
everybody
most
on this board, right? Yeah.
A couple things. So that is that goes to this Lele D loop.
Okay.
So and then the tuner. And
yeah.
So tuner, then it goes to this D loop. Which has loop A, loop B. This is loop B.
Okay.
And then loop A, I'm gonna do something about this. I'm not sure if I really need it. So I wanted to isolate. I have this Crazy Horse pedal in loop A. It's a Durham Electronics.
This guy over here.
Yeah, and it's like it's the Neil Young kind of. It sounds like his rig's blowing up. So
okay.
I wanted to separate that fuzz from everything.
Okay.
And keep them. You're supposed to keep the kind of away from a lot of stuff. So I can do. This is the Crazy Horse. That's what I was playing earlier.
So that's completely separate from everything else.
Yeah, nothing else is in here.
You hit that middle button there, and it just goes to that pedal.
Yeah, and I have the EQ on for it.
Okay.
But
like nothing else, you couldn't like bring any of the other sounds into that.
It just isolates.
Just does that.
Now, when I do that song, I do have a place where I want to do phaser.
Okay.
And so I turn them both on.
Oh.
And then when you do that, you can introduce. This is just horse. That's with the compressor. And then with the chorus. Pointless.
Whoa, no, I love that. I think that's.
Oh, it didn't turn the synesthesia on. Oh well. That's okay. We don't need to.
I mean, why not? Okay, I love it.
So this pedal hates the synesthesia. They don't get along at all.
Like, what do you mean by hate?
They're both kind of like, it's like playing two fuzzes together.
Really?
That's just that. Just Crazy Horse.
Okay. They are very unique sounding individuals.
So if you turn this on, I mean, it's like, it sounds like shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of like washes itself out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really, it's interesting.
Okay.
And this thing you can get a little wild because you can bring the volts down, like the other stuff. It's like dying notes.
Oh, what? For real?
You can even get.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or you can get wild. It's really difficult to tame.
Yeah.
But
no, that's cool.
And especially in here tonight, that's not really even how it.
Like how
it really can get out of control. Yeah. So. And then I have settings, so like on my set lists always all look like, I've got N7, so I know that that's the delay setting for that, because I'm not using MIDI. And if I did use MIDI, I actually could put both of these in there. But
well, that was what I was going to ask you, sort of, to round it out, was, because we're both songwriters, right? And I consider you to be more of a guitar player than I am, just because of your ability to color stuff like this.
Yeah, I would disagree because of the playing.
Well, I don't think there's anything. No, your playing's great. I think that like I was saying earlier, like my pedal board is just so very straightforward, and I tend to like not find a lot of inspiration from that sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna ask you, like, as you're using this is an incredibly wide palette of different things, and not even like if you looked at this and you didn't know what you were looking at, which is me, I would imagine that this is all modulation things. Like he's got one drive and this is all gonna modulate, but it's not. It's like all these different EQs and drives and different to get all these different like straight guitar sounds out.
Yeah.
I love that. And like, how do you have like a process for figuring out what goes on to which song? Like you're talking about your set list, like, and be like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing here. And then also on top of that, like, when you do refigure the board, do you have to come up with all new settings for the playlist, for the set list, and go, oh yeah, this is...
I tried to avoid that, but it's impossible in some ways. I did changes last night, actually. I added that because I wanted to put the delay on.
Yeah.
I'd been messing with, like, okay, it's finally going to go on.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at, well, I don't really want to move a bunch of cables from the bottom of this thing to re-loop, and that's the whole thing, and then you have to reset it. So I put it in a spot where I didn't have to move too much.
Okay.
And really just move one thing over in it to the spot and with the section 6. So I did make a couple changes, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. So have you found that like most of these sounds have continued through all of your like Hotel Satellite and the Appraiser, like all the different sort of settings?
That you're this is the Hotel Satellite setup. It's not. I didn't really use too much the Appraisers. I mean, I had some stuff, but not a lot. Several drives, but I built the pedal board as I was writing songs for the band. When we first got together.
Yeah.
So that was, and then at one point I had so many pedals and just.
Did you have preconceived notions of like the sort of drives and sound? Like this Deco, this is one that I would have like not thought, oh yeah, I need that pedal for a song. Like, but that's me. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I need this tape saturation, this sort of like quick slapbacky sort of thing to go into this other thing. Like, were you consciously making those choices?
On some of them, yes. That one was given to me. It was a birthday gift, and I knew I liked it because we went and played it, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't have a spot for it, but this one's one of those weird ones where it comes up sort of accidentally when I'm messing around.
Okay.
And what happens is pretty much what I write stuff on.
Yeah.
I either completely stay with that,
okay,
or I recraft it through here because this is not the board I write on.
Okay.
Most of the time, I have that's actually over there.
Little bitty baby.
I have a little small board, and I just have an overdrive.
Okay.
I have this Mike Campbell Calhoun combo pedal thing. It's fuzz and then overdrive on sort of an amp, and then fuzz on. So I use that, and then I have this crappy Marshall pedal. It's called the Vibratrim. It's a it's like vibrato tremolo pedal. It's old from the 90s, and it's ugly and heavy and weird. It sounds great on recording, so I demo with it a lot. And then I translate it over to here with that Brigade. And the drives, I sort of craft, like, I know what I'm sort of getting with the Calhoun.
Yeah.
And where I want to go. And whenever I demo, I'll either use those things or I will bring out some of this stuff. But specifically, like that copper, I knew I needed an AC30 style, whatever pedal,
Yeah.
as close as I could possibly get. With the phaser, I love phasers.
Okay.
I love them. But I'd never own a Neutron, and I've always thought those were the coolest ones. So, like, I'm getting that one. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I love that you've got. Yeah, so you've got, as far as modulation, you've got what, the phaser, the chorus, and the verbs.
The verbs,
and then that
delay.
So you've got the whole. The whole thing.
Yeah.
You got everything you need. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all like kind of small, except for a couple. But
that's wild. What's with phasers? Why do you like the phasers so much?
I don't know.
Like, you just always have?
Always.
Or there was a point where you were like, oh shit, phasers are cool.
No, I always liked them. I was when I first started playing guitar, the first amp I got was my buddy's dad gave me his Silvertone. I don't remember the number. It's the one the combo that a lot of people have, the little one.
Okay.
And it's just like the best tremolo you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
I still have that amp. It's up at Berryland. Everybody should use it. It's great. But tremolo, I just fell in love with it, and the next thing was like phaser.
Okay.
And I don't know why. Maybe it was like my dad's old country records or something. Maybe.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting sound to like.
I know.
Like your sort of like foundational guitar.
Yeah.
Experience, you know.
I know it. Well, I also learned how to play guitar on a 12-string. Acoustic.
So you love, you love all those chorusy sort of washy sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird because I never really used a lot of them until this band. You know, I used them in spots.
Okay.
But like back in the 90s when I started, like chorus was sort of like, ooh.
Really?
Oh yeah, people were.
Because I thought that was like.
That's 80s. Was like.
Well, it's huge now. Like all my.
Yeah.
Oh man, like my guitar students when they come in and show me, you know, because I try to ask them like, what are you listening to? I'm not trying to make you play what I think are, you know, the songs you should be into or whatever. And most of the stuff these days, not most, the like indie sort of stuff is all chorus. Like they love a chorus pedal now.
It's funny how that
like all
happened.
that Billie Eilish stuff, and that's not even indie. That's just like major pop stuff.
Yeah.
It's all chorus pedals and like, yeah, it's all this like swimmy sort of liquid sort of sounding.
I love them for a lot of things, but I don't. When I don't like it, it's like immediately no, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
We have like a couple songs that it's prominent.
Okay.
In my rhythm, but like Stefan doesn't have a chorus pedal, but
okay.
Or yeah, we carve things up in a way where, like, if he's using a lot of modulation, I'm probably not.
Okay.
But if I am, he's probably. Well, he would still be doing that because he would have his delays and stuff, but not tons of verbs and like we don't need to go all like that.
Get all super crazy.
Yeah, there's sometimes when you're messing with the setting that it just hits, you know. But I think I found maybe that I a few things that I know the board well enough to where if I put on these three things, I have a pretty good idea of like what I'm going with, and I don't always write on electric, so it just depends.
Yeah,
you know.
For sure.
But I do. I
love the idea of using the sort of after the fact, like using the smaller board to sort of like get like the rough sketch pad idea down, and then coming in here and going, okay, how do I refine these colors and these tones and everything into like what it could be? Because this is the arsenal. You've got every sound in that world that you're working in, going for you there.
Yeah, I don't think I need anything else. I think
says every guitar player.
Yeah, who buys two things the next day. I'm waiting on a Chase Bliss mystery box too, so
gosh.
There's no tell. I'm gonna get one of those gold pins and get a free pedals for life.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see.
I follow all those pedal companies on Instagram. They're always posting something, and I'm like, oh, that's rad. Oh man, and then I listen to it. And I'm like,
no.
What would I do with that? Like, I don't even know where I would go with that pedal. But I think that's why mine stayed so clean. Not clean, but so straightforward for so long. It's just been, number one, I'm hesitant to be bright in my electric playing, so put a lot of color into it.
Yeah.
Always have been. I want it to be clean, but it doesn't have to be like specific tone for everything. But then also, yeah, I don't know. I feel anxious around pedals, and like it's like, oh god, there's so much.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of these settings is going to be the one to go with.
It's like you need to take like a semester playing with pedals before you play out. Sometimes I feel lost, and we did that Radiohead show, and I had to rebuild the board, or not rebuild it, but I had to reformat all my loops.
Really?
Because I couldn't.
Because it wouldn't.
None of it worked.
Yeah.
Turned out I didn't really have to do too much, but it's fine. I was about ready to.
That's the fun of them, though, right? It's like if you refigure them, now it's this other animal altogether, and then I configure them this way, and it's this,
right.
It's this creature. So you can do. Yeah, they expand so many possibilities.
The only thing that I might change is I might put the EQ. The other way, like it's at the end. I might put it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I've heard the end is better if you want to kind of fine tune the entire board, and I like that idea. So the other would just be you're getting the signal like right now.
Yeah, you're getting everything immediately, and then that. Yeah.
So
I like that.
I like
that makes sense.
That's where it's at now, and I do feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And so once I had this overdrive pedal, I just didn't know. I had it in the wrong spot. Yeah. Air quotes, wrong spot.
Yeah,
and
very concerned about the right and wrongs.
Oh man, are they ever? And it sounded great, and I loved it. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I had the signal chain wrong.
Yeah.
When I finally figured out like what the signal chain was or whatever, whenever this was, and I moved it to the front. Like, well, I don't like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
I'm moving it back.
Yeah.
And these dudes come knocking on my door.
Yeah. Pedal police.
Sir,
you got it in the wrong order.
Mind if we come in and take a look at your board?
Make sure it drives first.
Huh.
Oh my god.
They got a little level out,
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. I love it. Oh man. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about with this guy? Like, I feel like you've covered pretty much all the ranges.
Yeah, the only other...
is there something that you're like, oh man, I really want to show this?
One thing on here that I never used that's actually cool. I wish I had more of a use for. So if you're just chugging along, playing your C again, it's your C shape. I can't get to it, but that's why I don't use it. But it has a little more volume. Sound pretty good.
Kind of like that one a lot.
Yeah. But if
that's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember what the boost on it is. I really dig it. We had this other thing that I really like with this. That's the compressor and the copper.
Okay.
So, this thing where we're just kind of chugging along, and this is the push it over the cliff. This is the reason why the synesthesia pedals.
Okay. Yeah.
Not so from. I want that thickness of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I dig it. No, yeah.
It just cuts.
Especially, with those chords too, like really
kind of throaty.
Pull everything out.
Yeah, so that's why that's out. But that would be.
Okay.
There's really not.
You're inspiring me to be more explorative. Have more less fear.
Yeah.
Have less fear with what I've got, because I have everything set very simply and very straightforward.
That's cool though.
I love that idea of like, what if we push it a little bit farther and see where things go to.
Yeah, you can in the end we're songwriters and we're looking for ways to be inspired.
For sure.
And this doesn't always inspire me. It frustrates me a lot of times when I'm redoing a build or whatever.
That's why I stopped doing home recording all the time.
Yeah.
I can't figure out where things go and what to do. Like, forget about it. I can't. Yeah, I'm not thinking about playing right now.
I just upgraded my home recording system, and I had just the worst time with it for about a month. Like, I haven't cut a decent vocal in here.
Yeah.
See, it's not easy to cut one, but I have cut a couple, that were fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got it. Brent Carney kind of straightened me out on it. He's been using the Apollo for a while, but in the end, that stuff is just like this. It's just they're tools for us to make our dreams come true. And they do,
Well,
I mean,
you seem like you really like fidgeting with all the things and like moving things around and turning knobs and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I think that's very inspiring from my side of things, especially like, to be fearless in that aspect and be like, what if I turn this thing and see,
Yeah, you should do
like
that.
This. Yeah,
but at your own convenience, like we're not trying to do this so we have homework.
Yeah.
We want...
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I do it more, I think, to find out what not to hear.
Oh.
Like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You're probably not going to go
the
there.
Boundaries here.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were saying about like Denver and Ryan Thomas Becker. Like, I love that they're explorers with that, and like they like that sort of chaos of I don't know what's about to happen. Put these things in, Can I wrangle this thing down,
Mine's like curated chaos.
Okay.
So I'm the noisy one
Yeah.
in the group. Like with Chuck's board playing bass, it's like it's having extra instruments on stage with you because some of the modulation.
Really?
And Stefan's thing with his boards, they're not alike at all, but there's some similarities, and he just plays so well that like you could give him my crappy Vibratrim and he'd make it sound amazing.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool.
Cool, man.
Well, thanks for letting me try this out for the first time on you, and for showing us the spaceship here. I love it. It's super cool.
You want to drive?
Yeah.
Have you ever played that, Tyler?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, dude, it's
so
awesome.
My question is like, how do you, like, I don't even know what it's running through right now.
Okay,
so
right.
like, what's
Nothing, right? Actually, oh no, it's compressor. That's compressor.
So that's just compressor.
Just compressor. And the EQ.
God, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would stop there. Like, I would be like, cool, all right.
All right, let's add this chorus. Some Soundgarden.
Yeah, right.
That's a vibrato setting.
Okay.
Which actually I really like, and I'm going to take a picture of. I've never played that setting before. So.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I do pretty subtle.